another edition of Movement Break with Miss Motson, me. Today I really want to help you focus on your spine, and sometimes when we're sitting for a long time our spine gets really stiff. We might experience some back pain or some pain between our shoulder blades and in our neck, and it just makes our body feel really tired and worn out. So I want to help you learn a few stretches that will help you kind of send some good energy to those places and kind of get that back in action. So we're going to start standing, and then we're going to head to the floor. We're going to try a couple different stretches. Shout out to Miss Katowitz, who sent a couple of these stretches out this morning. So I'm going to kind of borrow from what she posted and share them with you. So first thing we want to do, we're just going to take a couple deep breaths as we do when we begin. So these things, so feet hip width apart, not too close together, not too far from each other, just right underneath the hips. Bend those knees a little bit, and we're just going to take, you can maybe put your hands on your low belly. And I want you to focus on letting the shoulders go down and back. And it's like our imaginary string is attached to the top of our head, and our spine is just kind of hanging. If you've ever seen a classroom, maybe in a science classroom, skeleton, just kind of hanging. So we're going to kind of try and be like one of those skeletons, just hanging, not really using too much muscles and energy to stand upright. Nice. And we want to imagine that our spine is not squished together, but that our spine is extending and lengthening and just becoming longer. Maybe if you imagine a slinky, how a slinky you can pull apart, just imagine your spine emulating a slinky, and it's just lengthening and becoming longer. So we're going to take 3 deep breaths out through your mouth. Each exhale, our spine is finding more length. Inhale, exhale, and one more. Inhale, exhale, lengthen that spine. Good. I'm going to turn so you can see what I'm doing here. Maybe I'll go a little bit this way. What we're going to do next is we're going to do some roll downs and roll ups, starting with our nose kind of leaning forward and the weight going into our head, into our chin and chest. And I explained this image a couple movement breaks ago, that it's like someone's kind of using the back of your spine like a staircase or an escalator, and it's just going slowly down each individual vertebrae in your back. So taking a deep breath in. As you exhale, your chin drops to your chest, and one by one, each vertebrae moves forward. You can kind of feel a nice stretch. This is great for your lower back. You can bend your knees and let your fingertips either lightly touch the floor or your feet. You can hang for a second. Deep breath in. Exhale, rolling up, rolling up, rolling up, rolling up. Good. Deep breath in. Letting your shoulders down and back. Chin drops to chest, going down, all the way down as you let all the air out in your exhale. Good. Bending those knees. Let those fingertips brush your toes or the mat in front of you. Inhaling, exhaling. Someone's using your spine like an escalator. Good. Let's try that one more time. Inhaling. Exhaling, chin drops to chest, rolling, rolling, rolling all the way down. This is a great way to calm your body down a little bit, just kind of hanging. I'm going to face you so you can see me. We're just kind of hanging out. We can shake our head yes, and we can shake our head no. I want you to try your best. You can bend your knees so that you can reach the floor, and I want you to put your fingertips right on the floor. You can make like a little tent with your fingertips and put them on the floor, or you can have your palms on the floor. And I want you to just hang your head very heavy, like you're not trying to hold it up at all. Hangs, 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 very heavy. We're going to take 3 deep breaths here. In through your nose, out through your mouth. And every exhale, we drop and we let ourselves hang a little bit heavier. In through your nose. Let go and hang even further. One more time, in through your nose. Exhale, hang, good. One more inhale. Exhale, roll back up, roll back up, roll back up. Good. Whew. You can kind of feel that your spine has been stretched and lengthened a little bit. Next up, I want you to take your feet and definitely put them a little bit farther. And if you can turn your feet so that they're facing out to the side. Good, so that your toes are pointing away from you. And I want you to take a deep breath. And I want you to bend those knees. Good, you can kind of lean on them a little bit. This is great for your hips, which coincidentally is attached, they're kind of attached to your spine. So we want to make sure those hips are nice and stretched out because that helps our spine stay nice and loose as well. Good. And for an added bonus, if you'd like to, you can stay like this. Try and test the strength of your legs and put your shoulders down and back and press those hands together. Good. We're going to, maybe you can do a little bit of a bounce here. Good. Let's take a deep inhale. Exhale. Find that strength. Stand nice and tall, inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale. Straighten those legs. Turn the toes so they're facing the front again. Good. Our feet are parallel, which means the toes aren't turned into each other and aren't turned away from each other. They're facing parallel, 2 straight lines that never meet. We're going to do roll down, and then we're going to hang here like we did with our feet together. So we take a big inhale in. Exhale, we roll, roll, roll all the way down. Good. And you can bend your knees here. If you need to, you can push your hands flat on the floor. You can put your fingertips on the floor. We're going to hang out here. This is wonderful for your hips. If you notice, the back of your leg is also stretching, which leg bone connected to the hip bone connected to the backbone. It's all connected. Let's hang here. Taking a couple breaths here. I can feel a nice stretch along this part of my back, my mid-back. Good. Keep breathing, keep letting go, keep hanging. Good. I'm going to face this way so you can see what I'm going to do. I'm going to roll all the way up. I'm going to put my feet together. I'm going to roll back down. I'm going to walk my hands out. I'm going to put my knees on the ground. We're going to do a nice child's pose. So child's pose is a great way to just let your back lengthen, let your back relax, let your hips relax. If you are, here, let me show you a little trick here. I have a trusty little pillow. If you can't sit on your heels, you can put a little pillow underneath your tush to sit on your heels and reach forward. Good. Also, if you want a little bit of a different stretch, you can make a little more space between your knees so that they're pointing outwards, and your feet are kind of right next to each other. Good, reaching forward. Let's take a couple breaths here. In, out, in, out. One more in, out. Good, rolling up. We're going to sit in a seated position. We're almost done here. I want you to put Actually, let's start with our right leg. Our right leg goes out, so that it's not to the side of you and not to the front of you, but right in the middle. So it would be an acute angle, not a 90-degree angle, not an obtuse angle. And our left leg, our heels kind of tucked in here, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to take our right hand, we're going to tiptoe like the itsy bitsy spider, our fingers down to our feet. We can touch our ankle, we can touch our foot, we can touch our toes, we can kind of grab our foot if we're really flexible. And I want you to take your other arm and reach it on top of your head, reach it up and over your ears, try and touch the wall over there, or whatever's over there. Reach, reach, reach. And this is stretching the side of your back, the quadratus lumborum. And sometimes we forget about these side muscles in our spine, but these muscles run down the two sides of our spine, and they help us bend side to side and twist. So they're very important to take care of. One more breath here. Good. Let's carefully switch our legs. Boom, boom. Reaching. Left arm. Tiptoe it out to the feet. Reaching that right arm up and over. Letting that right side stretch, 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 stretch. Deep breaths, deep breaths. Whoo, good. Let's roll all the way up. Let's put the bottoms of our feet together. If you're not very flexible, you might want to put like a pillow or something underneath each of your knees, so that can help you support without having to grip anything. If you can, I'd love for you to try and pull your heels as close to your body as you can and sit up nice and straight. We're going to count down from 10. Deep breaths. 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's helping open our chest, helping our hips open a little bit. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing. Putting our legs out in front of us. And our heels can be on the floor. Our legs can be a little bit bent so you can get the most as you can out of this stretch. And I just want you to try and reach for your toes and try and touch your nose in front of your feet. So not right down into your knees, but I want you to try and stretch. We can even sit up nice and tall and lengthen our back, like that string's pulling the top of our head. Lengthen that back, and then try and touch your nose all the way in front of your feet. Good. We're lengthening, we're lengthening. We can feel this is a great stretch for our hamstrings. That's nice. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. We're stretching our spine here. We can even let our head drop a little bit now. Good. Stretching sometimes feels really uncomfortable and almost painful. Stretching is supposed to feel uncomfortable. So it might not be pain, it just might be a little discomfort. That's good, because that means your muscles are doing what they need to do in order to stay loose and stay strong. Good. Let's roll up, 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 up. Good. That felt good. And the last thing we're going to do is just take some breaths. And we can either do this seated or standing. We're just going to sit tall and try and lengthen our spines like we just practiced doing with all those stretches. We're just going to take 3 deep breaths. And we're not going to do anything with our arms today because we're just trying to lengthen that spine. So maybe sit up as tall as you can. Maybe you need to use your hands to help you sit up tall as you can. And we're just going to take 3 deep breaths in through your nose. Out through your mouth. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. each exhale, we're getting taller in our spine, longer in our lumbar spine, which is our low spine. Let's take 2 more breaths. Inhale. Make space in between each of your vertebrae on 1, 2, 3. Lengthen. 4, 5. One more. Make sure our shoulders are down and back. Let's try and make the head float off of our shoulders a little bit. Inhale. Exhale. Lengthen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Let's put our hands on the floor, spin around. We can tuck our toes, send our hips to the ceiling like a downward dog. Good. Walking our hands to our feet. Rolling up nice and slow. Roll, 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 roll. Rolling our shoulders and our heads back and forth a couple of times. And you're done. I hope this stretching series finds you well. Hope you're washing your hands, drinking enough water, and staying healthy. And I will see you next time during Miss Motson's movement break. Have a great day, guys.